What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Suburban Paranormal. Of course, I am your host, Dex Burgess, and we are back. And I just got to say, guys, we are trying a new platform, new setup, whatever you want to call it. For those of you that are watching the video, for those of you guys that just listen to the podcast, I appreciate you, and nothing will probably change for you. But one thing that will change for you possibly is the sound of the audio. So if you guys could just give me a little bit of feedback. I have, for those you can see on the video, there's a new microphone here. I have this microphone. I have another one right here. So we're just trying them out. I was hoping to get somebody to listen and test with me a little bit ago, but I usually do these at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and nobody's around to listen. So we're going to go with this one. This one sounded the best to me so far. So we're just going to get with it. So, guys, as always, check us out on Cinescape Media and, of course, our YouTube channel. Just search for Suburban Paranormal. What I do need, if you guys can help me out, got a couple subscribers so far, but once I reach a certain level, then I can get youtube.com/Suburban Paranormal. So if you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe to us over there, so that I can get it and make it easier for everybody to find. And I need to stop saying the word But anyway, we'll go ahead. We're going to get right into it. And like I said, we're going to give this a shot. So try this. And here we go. As you guys can see, I'm going to just kind of bring up my browser here and show you what I've been looking at, what I've been finding in the news. So, of course, the first big one here is the leaked Pentagon photo that's showing a capture of a UFO. Now, this one, from what I can tell as well, has also, or I should say, what I've been told is the guy that captured this picture has also captured it on his cell phone, just in case it tried to get hidden. He had his own personal copy of this picture. So it's not letting me make it bigger on here. But it's been tweeted out. I found it originally. This is on news18.com. I found it on the Brief or something like The Brief, I think it was. Again, thanks to Brandon, who sent me the link as well. I'm hoping he's listening. If not, that's okay. But there's also a couple pictures that were released in this Twitter. And let's see, here we go. We can blow them up on a screen. Wonderful. I don't know if it's just me, but this looks like a Transformer logo in a sense. But at the same time, and we're just going to go through these a little bit. For those of you that haven't seen it yet, it's in the shape of a triangle, but it's not like three flat sides. For those of you that are watching on the screen here, you can see we really have the top kind of looks like it slopes down a little bit, and then on each side we have what sticks out, and then it comes down to somewhat of a point. Right here, I can't really tell if this is just kind of a shadow or artifacting of the picture itself. So whether it ends here or if it's going to kind of come down to this point, I'm not too sure. You can tell that the person that took the picture had to really zoom in, of course, to take this picture. But apparently this guy was hovering above the Atlantic, as you can see here. This is from Juan Carlos Padilla, or I'm probably butchering that last name, and I'm sorry about that. This is you can see from this picture, it's zoomed back. This was from the cockpit of the secondary pilot. You can see the main pilot, I guess, is right here in the front, and this is the guy behind. So they both saw this. This guy ripped out his cell phone and snapped this picture, and this went everywhere. This artist rendering, though, that they put out, I'm kind of mad about, because really, this is nowhere near. I mean, this looks like someone started drawing a fidget spinner and never started. It's just kind of 3 flat sides with some circles on it. I'm sorry, but that picture, that artist rendering, looks nothing like this at all. So why they decided to put that out is beyond me. That drives me nuts when they do that kind of stuff. But yeah, so apparently, like I said, the report says, according to the detailed account from the debrief, that these reports circulated widely in the U.S. intelligence community. Pentagon had reported include the leaked photos and an account of the UAP emerging from the ocean through the sky, and an admission that the object might have an extraterrestrial origin. For you guys on the podcast, I'm just reading kind of what's on this page here. I like the picture. I think there's nothing really faked about this. What it is, I could not tell you. But God, I really think this is a hell of a UFO picture. This is something incredible. I really, I'm going to pull this picture up one more time here. I like I said, I really thoroughly enjoy this picture. Again, the artist rendering, I'm kind of mad about because it just looks nothing like this. But I'm curious if anybody has seen this. I really think this is really compelling evidence here. Sorry, I'm reading this comment here. The first 3 pics are compelling, which I 100% agree, but they are not a cube. Oh, because this guy actually said it's a cube. I'm sorry, I just noticed that. This is not a cube. This is a triangular shape, but it is not 100% flat sides. We have, like I said, the top, the way it's oriented, has, it goes, it curves down, and then the sides, we have some bumps. So this is a really good photo. I really enjoyed this picture. I'm glad we're starting to get more of these coming out. And speaking of these pictures coming out, I am still waiting on the UK to put out their gov site that we've heard about since the beginning of the year. We're still waiting on all these websites and things like that we've been told that are coming. But what can we expect? It's the government. What the hell? Unless they're too busy dealing with the pandemic, which that is your only excuse for not getting anything done. Which hopefully anybody that's going through it, I know people that have gone through it. I'm not downplaying it at all. I'm just saying it sucks that we got so hyped for it and then nothing happened. Anyway, moving along. The next biggest thing in the news, which I'm sure everybody has heard about, the monoliths. Now, originally it popped up in California. And for those of you that I couldn't see how anybody has not yet heard about this thing. Apparently, you had some people flying around, dealing with some sheep. I don't know if they were feeding them. I forget what the hell they were doing. But they were following some sheep, and they came across this monolith. 12-foot metal structure. Had no idea where it came from. I did see rumors originally, though, that stated that this thing did happen to be there for years. Like, the fact that it just popped up in somebody's radar, of course, everybody's screaming 2020, more alien proof. I don't know. This has been interesting. When it first happened, I was definitely intrigued. Says it popped up out of nowhere. But then when you start reading, like I said, they said it's been there for a while. They apparently said you can find it on Google Earth. I didn't really see it. Granted, I didn't go too hard, but then again, if it was there for a while, then pictures got erased or changed and you can't see it anymore. However, once this started going on, the monolith disappears. And as you can see, and we'll get into it. So the monolith was originally in Utah, disappears, and apparently all that's left is a kind of pyramid shape. Okay. Then it pops up in Romania. Okay, that adds a hell of a mystery to it because you're jumping across the world now for this to happen. So, of course, that piques my interest, and I try to dig into it more. Then you see a video had come out, and apparently there were some people that when they went to the Utah site, 4 guys had showed up with a wheelbarrow and just took the monolith. Now, couple schools of thought on this, I guess you can say. For me is, if this really was what we thought it was, an alien structure, big metal alien structure, do not think 4 humans could have just gone and pushed it over, took it away. Now, you can have the school of thought of, well, it's alien material, it's alien technology, it could be super strong and weigh nothing. You know what? Again, we really have 100% no idea. Could that be possible? Absolutely. We don't 100% know. They said they were going to test it, but now it's gone. The reasoning behind these 4 guys moving it is because they said it was considered littering, and that all these people are going to start trying to find it, and they're going to come to the area and destroy the area. You know what? I can't blame the people for doing that. We've seen numerous times in our humanity, whatever you want to call it, there's been numerous times where things pop up, millions of people shows up, things get destroyed, and no one cares. And it's a damn shame. And I mean, that's not something for this podcast to discuss. But it's a bit of an annoyance for me personally when that kind of stuff happens. So I don't blame them for removing it. However, to me, that almost brings the human element of the other school of thought that everyone's saying. You have some kind of artist who put something up to try to gain some attention because of 2020. We're going to be writing here in about 2020 for years to come now. This will probably be one of them. This will be a tagline or its own little thing. So, again, we went from Utah, then we went to Romania. The Romania one apparently I don't think even lasted that long and disappeared again. Then it popped up in California. I haven't seen or heard anything that said that the one that was in Utah is the same as the one in California. Perhaps the people that removed it from Utah somehow just kind of brought it over to California after the one in Romania was removed. Again, it's kind of a weird situation. I think it would remain more mysterious if the video didn't surface of the guys removing it, because it kind of brought that, like I said, human element to it. And now, according to this, as of about 14 minutes ago, the California monolith has apparently already disappeared as well. So yeah, like I said, the monolith thing. Obviously, we're going to talk about it because obviously it's was being talked about as UFO or aliens. I want to believe, but I'm having trouble believing. And like I said, I think it's kind of the human aspect of a couple people showed up and said this isn't staying, and they removed it. So they did. And what are you going to do about it? Curious what you guys think about this one. I'm curious if you guys had the same kind of following that I did, where it popped up, it was crazy. And I'll tell you what, when this first happened, I was sent many, many, many messages from friends and family and everybody else. So again, I like it. I think it's cool. Again, I want to believe, but it's kind of hard to believe. And like I said, now you got the California one disappeared too. So I don't know. We'll see. So that's gonna do it for that story there. Like I said, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking about it. Hopefully it's hopefully we have a good discussion on it. Anyway, moving on in the news. As you guys know, I like to use this website. So, like I said, with the new format, I thought I'd show you the website I like to pull some of this stuff from. So it's called unexplainedmysteries.com. And we look here. We have cryptozoology. So we have two things here. Firm develops a Tasmanian tiger DNA detector. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But the one that I liked the most we have here is the creature blamed for mysterious bridge deaths. Not any pictures except this weird, probably just kind of a stock image there. But there's a couple deaths that occurred near a bridge way back in the 70s. And you had a number of male students drown while apparently collecting water. So, according to stories, the victims would see a fish in the water before drowning. Now, the same thing apparently is happening again. Happened in the 70s, now we're getting it again. So, they've contacted authorities. They're trying to see. I haven't even seen a name tied to whatever this cryptozoology creature could be. But apparently it's drowning people, and that's not cool. So that was, like I said, that was an interesting one to see. Ghost hauntings, still the last thing, and we didn't cover it the last time because it came out like right as I recorded it, and I wanted to show this video. So we have a video. I'm going to play it here now. This video is showing apparently an entity that had popped out and had shown some tentacles. So this is from the Hidden Underbelly, as you can see, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So as we can see here, if you watch right back here by the door, should happen here any second. Not sure if you guys caught it. So if you guys aren't, like I said, the guys that are just listening to us here on the podcast, basically you have this video that looks like a security camera on night vision, and in the background right by a door, it looks like right up top you see this kind of like head poke out and then go back in, and then down low some really long tentacle-looking type fingers are coming out. When the head... Here's my problem with this video. I've gone back and forth, and now that I'm watching it again, here's to me what makes it think it's possibly fake. And I'm gonna rewind this here, and I'm gonna point it out to those that are watching. Let's see if I can pause it just in time. Didn't go back far enough. The eyes. Look at the eyes. When the head turns, you can see right here, and maybe it's kind of hard to see on the video. We'll have the link to this video in the description, of course. But if you look at the eyes, they're glowing. And to me, just because, and like I said, those that know me, I'm kind of a nerd. If we come back to this full shot here of the living room, and they're saying this is popping out of a baby's room, but the video to me with IR, if the IR light is bouncing off of a person's eyes in the right moment, you will get that same glow that we see here. So again, as much I wanted it to be real because it seemed like a cool video originally, but the more I look at it, like I said, I'll show it one more time, you can see, and this is the further zoomed in, right there, the head's turned, the eyes are glowing, and I think the what looks like the tentacles, I don't know. I think the tentacles to me just kind of look like artifacting, based off of the person's head popping out, and it could be, it wouldn't be really a shadow, but I think really it might be a faked video. It just happened to catch somebody peeking out their head at the same time, and they just kind of cut it because it looked creepy, and they sent it places. So an unintentional fake that's getting spread around. I don't know. You guys be the judge. Let me know your thoughts on it. But to me, like I said, this apparently happened back in November. To me, this is another one that's kind of like, I don't think so. It's like this article says, you can see it right here. It says, could this be an intruder or something paranormal? I think it's really just, it's an unintentional fake by the way they caught a person peering out of that bedroom and decided to spread it around. And then this one, we have a story of possession. So, possessed woman at the center of an Irish court case. Apparently, a man has been cleared of assaulting his ex-partner who had been allegedly possessed by demonic forces. So, they didn't disclose the name, but apparently she regularly entered a trance-like state and started reciting sentences in Latin. During the episode, the lights would flicker on and off, items thrown around the room, and she would suffer wounds that spontaneously appeared on her body without apparent explanation. They said that you can see the scratch marks and things like that, but the case was dismissed from the court, declaring that the version of the events concerning the occult, exorcisms, and devilish possession should have been explored more by the state. You can read more of the story. I'll leave it up here. I'll make it a little bigger too. I don't know. This story right here. Possessions happen. We know they happen. I think the problem with possessions, and if you guys follow Chris Williams actually on Twitter, she's talked about this a couple times, and like I've known and heard about this, but for some reason people are obsessed with demonic possessions, and it's kind of sick and perverse in a way. I get it. People like drama for whatever reason, so demonic possessions, I think the people, they're fascinated by it, and they're a horrible thing. Like, I don't know why people want that to happen to somebody, but back to what I was saying, like Chris Williams is saying, everybody on TV just kind of wants to see demons and things like that, like not actual paranormal evidence and actual research and history and things like that, which she was really good at. I always thoroughly enjoyed when Chris was on Ghost Hunters and such. They did really passionate about that, the research and things along those lines. So these kind of stories, like I say, they kind of bug me to a point where you have a lot of people trying to use it as an excuse for something that they maybe are doing or things like that, when it's not something to joke about. And I think that's all I'm going to leave it at that. So we'll go ahead. We'll get back out of this. Just bring me back up here on the screen. So that's pretty much all I have for the news. And of course, as you know, oh, dear Lord, drop the microphone. As everybody knows, after the news, it is time for the paranormal dad joke. And guess what, everybody? This paranormal dad joke actually comes compliments of my daughter. She hit me with this the other day, and I could not have been prouder. As you guys know, we like to share. This week alone has been just nothing but back and forth sharing of paranormal dad jokes. Or just dad jokes in general, I should say. But anyway, again, from my daughter, the joke is, what do ghosts wear? Boo jeans. Like I said, I could not have been more proud to have my kid telling me an awesome paranormal dad joke. And I told her it was going to be on the episode, and I hope she really likes it. I will be playing this for you, Lila, so hello. But moving right along. So as usual, as we could talk a little bit of TV talk. Let's see, TV talk right now. We have The Ghost Adventures. I know a lot of people don't like them. New episodes came out. New episodes have been good. Up to, your normal crazy antics. But again, I think some of the evidence that came out recently has been pretty good. Not going to play any of it on here. I don't want the, quote-unquote travel channel trying to come after my channel itself on YouTube or my podcast. So we'll just leave it at that. Ghost Nation as well. Very good episodes. Don't know if I have a favorite so far this season of either show, but they have been very good. I'm curious if you guys are watching anything like myself. I do kind of want to do a recap on some of the shows, but I think I'd leave it right now. Curious what you guys think. Do we want to do maybe some episode like the week after or a couple weeks after, or do we maybe just do a season recap? I know with the Interrupted show, the UFO one, I was doing an update like almost right after, and I'd wait a couple weeks before I kind of talked about it. So I think next week, my camera's being a little funky. Got to work on that. So again, let me know what you guys think, if we want to talk about them right away, or like I said, I can wait a week. I think next episode we will talk about the first couple episodes of the season and then kind of go from there. So that's pretty much all I got for TV news. I've been really quite busy recently with a lot of things going on, so I haven't been able to actually, unfortunately, watch a lot of TV at the moment. So that's all I got in TV news for you. Up next, a little discussion portion here that I'd like to actually talk about today, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I know we're kind of close to the time we normally go, but I saw this pop up when I was looking for my UFO stories for the show, and someone posted this yesterday, and it says, "I'm an astronomer." Astronomer. That doesn't sound right to me right now. I'm an astronomer, and I think aliens may be out there, but UFO sightings aren't persuasive. The title, of course, as people do for their news article, caught my attention because I almost agree, but I almost don't agree. But I understand where they're coming from. So, I mean, as we all know and as we all been hoping, we want intelligent aliens to visit Earth, say what's up, maybe come hang out, do whatever, hopefully not attack us, especially at the end of 2021 or at the end of 2020 here. We don't need any of that. So, again, it'd be cool if they come and hang out. But, you have almost half of America believing in aliens and believing that they have visited the Earth. Whether you're talking ancient past, which I know Joe Rogan kind of did the thing, and he was they were reacting to some pictures that were shown with like paintings from way back that had UFOs and stuff in them. So I want to kind of we're gonna do a segment on that for sure. I recently just saw that again, and I was like, we need to talk about that here. The percentage actually has been increasing for people that believe in aliens, and for good reason. I think with all the other evidence that's coming out, a lot of the shows that are coming out, I think it's gotten to the point where a lot of people are kind of going, it's too much to not believe anymore. There's way too much evidence, there's way too much stuff that's coming out that you kind of have to think, why would this many people lie, or why would this many people make this up? And now the fact that, like I said, with these shows that we have, you got people in military, you got pilots, you got people that, like, people put their lives in these people's hands consistently. So it's kind of hard to think they would just be lying. So the problem, though, with UFOs that I know a lot of people have, and where this guy was coming from, and again, we'll link we will go ahead and link the article here. But as far as UFOs, the term itself, or I should say also UAPs, the term itself basically is just saying it's unidentified. It doesn't automatically mean alien or extraterrestrial. Sorry. It's not automatically that term. Some of these unidentified flying objects that are going around very well could be Russia. It could be China. Could be Iran. Iran could be seeing UFOs that are, United States military. A UFO is explicitly that. So when he's saying UFO sightings aren't persuasive, I get where he's coming from. However, where I slightly maybe differ here, I think maybe just talking about UFO sightings from way back, of hovering and moving across the skies and things like that. I think back in a time where that was still kind of far-fetched in a person's mind, maybe, of how, they were just now seeing planes going up in the air. So back then, to only have basic objects flying around that they had no idea, I can see why back then it'd be harder. However, these days, when we have video that shows some of these UFOs or UAPs or whatever you want to call it moving at speeds and maneuvering and straight 90-degree terms and then diving underwater, and military personnel coming out and saying, we don't have that technology. And some of these people, you can tell, they truly are just like, it doesn't exist. We have a lot of great technology out there that can do a lot of tricky things. But we don't have a plane that can go straight 90 and then up. Like, we don't have that. And when you see the videos and you see also some of the other more compelling evidence to me that back in the day you couldn't really prove, so you could think that the UFO was just something you've never seen before. When you look at the videos and you don't see exhaust trails and things like that, and these things are just literally moving at their own free will, I think that's the kind of technology, and the fact that it's so easy to find this information because everybody's got a cell phone in their hand, it's making it more believable for a lot of people, I think. And that's really kind of my take on that whole thing. But like I said, the title of that article alone made me sit and think for a second. And like I said, I'm curious how you guys think on that line as well. Do you believe that more people are believing because of the fact that our technology now can capture many aspects of what people are looking at as a UFO or a UAP? And how you kind of process that in your mind. I'd love to talk about it on, some more social media. We could talk about it on Twitter. We could talk about it on Instagram. As of right this moment, I'm still banned from Facebook for something else, which we're just going to leave it at that. But I will be creating an account that will stay in a sense of openness that I can continue to interact with you guys on Facebook. So, as always, guys, we're going to go ahead and end it. I know this episode actually did go a little bit longer than some of our normal ones, but we're getting into more and more here. And like I said, hopefully, if you guys are feeling these are going too long, I'll scale them back down a little bit. But let me know what you guys think of this new format that I'm trying here. Hopefully you guys like it. Like I said, I'm trying some new things. I want to keep you guys engaged. I want to keep you guys, ready to go. So, of course, check down here below, whatever. I'm really horrible at trying to point on the screen here. So, social media is at the bottom. Of course, we'll have the subscribe button up top here. Guys, if you're listening on podcasts, again, please come and check us out over on YouTube. Help me subscribe, and the more I can get going on there, the more we can continue to build the show. So, again, Facebook, Suburban Paranormal, Instagram, Suburban Paranormal, and Twitter, it's SUBRBNPARANRML. Thank you, Twitter, for the character limit. Guys, I'm out. Have a great one.